see him. So the reason we are here tonight is to celebrate our accomplishments, fondly remember our shared moments, honor the sacrifices made by our families, and confidently look forward to our future. When thinking about our shared experiences here at Laurier, we repeatedly speak of and affirm the importance of virtues. These declarations, which are of great consequence to us as members of this community and Canada as a whole. All of us here at Laurier strive to create positive attitudes and an open and welcoming environment in which we can all flourish and develop these traits we value the most. Virtues such as wisdom, respect, responsibility, honesty, and courage. These are but a few of the ideals we promote every day at Laurier. When it was announced that Tahir was voted this year's Valedictorian, it truly did not surprise me. Tahir embodies these values here at Laurier. As a student at Laurier and a leader in the TDSD, Tahir was respected and respectful. He was responsive and responsible, and was wise enough to know the difference. Exactly. When Tahir first walked into my philosophy class, honestly, I was taken aback by his sheer size. But what I soon realized, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, was as large a presence as he had, it truly did pale in comparison to how focused, respectful, and genuinely helpful he was to all. So without further delay, please help me welcome Laurier's 2016 Tahir Akhtar.
Good evening, parents, teachers, admin, and most importantly, class of 2016. I would just like to start off by saying how thankful and overwhelmed I am for being elected as class valedictorian. You know, 4 years ago, when I entered the halls of Laurier, I only knew a handful of kids, maybe 3 or 4. Exactly 4 years later, I stand here as the student elected by most of you to represent the entire graduating class. This definitely is not something I could have predicted in grade 9, so for the honor, I must say thank you. Over these last 4 years, we all got to know each other, get a lot closer than perhaps we had anticipated, and merge into a family. Graduates, tonight is the night that stands as testimony to the amazing bonds we built together and how through procrastination, pulling off all-nighters, and most importantly, copying assignments, we made it. Oh, how priceless it would have been to see Emma's face when I said copying assignments. That being said, guys, can we one time just put our hands together and cheer for our amazing, energetic, and the most enthusiastic SEC president of all time, Emma Tchaikovsky. Speaking of SEC, as some of you know, I was part of the SEC myself in one way or the other throughout grades 9 to 12. Student council was one of those things that really and truly changed my life. A lot of that credit goes to the amazing staff advisors who year in and year out put in their best efforts to ensure that our events ran smoothly and actually went through. So a major shout out, and in no particular order, to Ms. McCrimmon, Ms. Biletsky, and Ms. Barsekian. Speaking of Ms. Barsekian, I must stand here and say thank you to all the staff advisors for shaping my leadership skills and styles, but Ms. P especially for always encouraging me to challenge my methods, beliefs, and ideologies, and most importantly, for challenging my SAC-specific ideas, especially the not-so-good ones, of which none will be mentioned. Let's just say you alone have probably saved not only me, but the entire SAC from a lot of embarrassment. Thank you for your efforts. Speaking of efforts, only one name can come in any individual's mind when I say effort. The always calm, cool, and collected, Ms. Kelso. You know, as I walked in today, reminiscing over high school, I couldn't help but almost hear the clicking sound of Miss Kelso's keychain as she rushed from one meeting to the next, always carrying the entire school on her back. Man, if there was somebody who lived the expression thin spread yet dedicated, it had to be Miss Kelso. Anyways, I must take the opportunity to thank Miss Kelso for allowing me to attend We Day in grade 9, perform my spoken word pieces at the Me to We assemblies multiple times, and especially for assisting in letting my vision of an annual Laurier buyout basketball game become a reality. I've learned a lot over these last few years at Laurier and continue to use these lessons as a part of my daily life at university. For example, if I ever happen to be explaining a math equation or formula to a friend or a peer and somebody laughs, my instant response is, open quote, hey, there is no joking in the math kingdom. Close quote. I kid you not, that's a true story. Another major lesson I learned from the amazing teaching faculty here at Laurier would be from my main man, Mr. Filippo. To be very honest, guys, I think the reason I'll go broke in university is because of this legendary man, Mr. Filippo. And I'll tell you why. Every time I think I shouldn't spend my money, I almost hear him calling out in the distance, money is not of the essence, time is. Go out and have fun. Money comes and goes, buddy. Yeah, sure. All jokes aside though, a real big shout out to Mr. Filippo. Growing up, my parents always told me that you will come across many teachers in your lifetime, but only a select few will impact your life so dearly. All teachers are great, but it's about what you personally share with them that makes them stand out to you. I only took one class with Mr. Filippo, and I can tell you that those 5 months turned my life right around. I mean, Georgie boy, aside from being the person who loves himself more than anybody loves anyone, you have managed to teach me a lot. One of the first things we were told as we entered his classroom was that if you want me to affect you, and he speaks intellectually here, if you want me to intellectually affect you, you must empty your glass before you walk through these doors. Learning to leave my personal prejudice and biases outside the classroom was only the first step to achieving intellectual freedom. You've taught me that when you break through the shackles of your pride, you learn to debate and not argue. And instead of fearing or exploiting, you learn to embrace and appreciate difference. For that, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I would love to go on about all the things all my teachers have taught me, but due to time constraints, I'll just give a few more honorable mentions. Thank you, Mr. Aldridge, for teaching us how to be humble. Thank you, Mr. Callahan, for showing us that it's still possible to impress women when you skip leg day. Thank you, Mr. Vallejo, for showing us exactly how to end someone's entire career merely using one-liners. Thank you, Mr. Oster, for always answering my questions in detail. Thank you, Ms. Mootsie, for not killing me for almost flopping on the day of the school play. Thank you, Ms. Blesky, again, for accepting my late assignments. Thank you, Ms. Maxson, for showing me that I can hand in assignments on time by essentially forcing me to do so. And most importantly, thank you, Ms. Nickel, for always laughing at my terrible jokes. Moving along, I think as a Laurier student over the last 4 years, we've all come to question many things that lie outside the realms of academia. I've come up with some questions that I believe all of us have asked at some point. Does Megan really go to bed that early? I wonder what Menelik would look like if he cut his hair. I wonder where Alyssa finds all these parties. By the way, thanks for the invites, fam. Said no one ever. Just kidding, you're always the lit one. Here's one you all asked. Osno, was it really that funny? He was the one person who could be in any part of the building, and if he laughed, you would know he's laughing. And no, not because you could hear him, but because somebody would end up putting him on their Snap story. Anyways, I'm sure there must be a lot more unanswered questions that you can all think of, but nothing will ever top the one I'm about to mention. I think if there was one question all of us have asked more than any other question throughout our 4 years at Laurier, it had to be this one. Obeyed. Why? I genuinely believe that our high school experience was enhanced by having a student like Obaid as our peer. I was lucky enough to be very close with Obaid, and I promise as witty and wild as he is in public, he's just as enthusiastic on a personal level too. Thank you, Obaid, for being my personal motivational speaker and my partner in crime always. Whether it was hosting the talent show with me, coming all the way to Super Council elections to support me, letting me prom pose to you in front of the entire school, shout out to Rashmi for the slideshow, or just listening to what I had to say. I love you forever, brother. The final and most important shout out, I believe, has to be for our parents, siblings, and our guardians. Thank you all for supporting and believing in us. Yes, even when we thought grade 9 math was too hard and it was probably easier to just drop out, you helped us see through. If it wasn't for the support system you guys have given us, some of us might not have made it. Love you, Mom, Dad, my 3 beautiful little sisters, and even my younger brother. The credit tonight for these last 4 years is yours to reap just as much as it is ours. Speaking of which, sometimes I can't believe that 4 years have actually passed just like that, and it's time for us to step into the world of adulthood. Yes, there are many challenges that await us in the coming years, but the only thing that matters tonight is that we did it, all of us. Whether you're an academic, applied, university, college, IB program, who cares? It doesn't matter whether you were part of the Lost Boys Club, the hockey team, Yanni gang, or even Zara gang. The only thing important is that tonight, we are one. The 4 years that we worked so hard for pay off right now. This is your moment, graduates. Embrace it and enjoy it. Embrace it and enjoy it. Congratulations to every single one of you. The best of wishes for the amazing lives yet to unfold ahead of all of us. Have a good night, everyone.
To give us a quote that sized you up. They said you could always be counted on to deliver, and you've done that again tonight. Thank you for that wonderful speech. I'd like to call up Mr. Filippo once more to present Tahir Akhtar with the 2016 Valedictorian Award. So tonight we have recognized years of hard work and effort. Congratulations to each and every one of you for all of your achievements. Hopefully you will remember this evening fondly. The staff and administration of Laurier are extremely proud of all of your accomplishments and extend best wishes to you in all your future endeavors. A lot of hard work has gone into organizing this evening's